Hey guys, I'm back with another new video today, and we're going to be building something that I've wanted to build for a really long time now. And we're going to be taking this and hopefully turning it into a real skateboard. Okay, so here are the materials that we're going to be using today for the skateboard. First, we have the veneers. Now these are maple veneers, specifically for skateboard building that I ordered from Woodcraft. Next, we have the trucks and the hardware. I think pretty much any longboard trucks will work for this. These are just ones I found on Amazon. I have the hardware, the bearings, and then the wheels. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is make a mold for the veneers. Now, I've never built a skateboard before, and I didn't do much research before this project, but I think what I'm going to do is make a mold out of 2x4s, line it with like foam to make sure all the pressure is distributed evenly, and then use clamps and just clamp it up that way. So the first thing we need to do right now is just chop up these 2x4s into 36-inch lengths. Okay, so next what I need to do is draw the curve on this 2x4. So the board's kind of going to have a slight bow in it, so when you stand on it, it can flex a little bit. So what I'm thinking of doing for that is putting this ruler on the edge of this 2x4 and bending it, and then drawing that curve with a pencil. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some nails in here just to hold the ruler. Okay, so I just wanted to give you guys a closer look at what's going on here. So here's the curve that I drew on the board. And I think now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it over to the bandsaw and cut the majority of this material out. Okay, so I just finished cutting it on the bandsaw, and you can see it has a nice gentle curve, but it's just a little bit bumpy. So I'm just gonna smooth it all out with the sander. Okay, so now the curve is all sanded and it's nice and smooth. The next thing I need to do is basically transfer this curve onto the other 2x4s. And what I thought I was gonna do is take this flush trim bit and use this as a guide to kind of transfer the curve onto the other 2x4s, but what I realized is that the flush trim bit is nowhere near long enough to do that. So what I think I'm going to have to do is rip the other 2x4s down the middle and then just screw them back together in order to make this mold. Alright, so I just ripped the 2x4s into smaller sections, and now what I think I'm going to do is take the flush trim bit, put it on my router, and just run it along this bottom 2x4 that I already sanded. And what it's going to do is just transfer this profile onto this 2x4, and I'm just going to work my way up through each of these 4 other ripped 2x4s. And this whole thing should have the same exact profile by the time I'm done. So hopefully this works. If not, we'll have to figure something else out. Alright, so the router's all set up, and we're just going to see what happens, I guess. Hopefully it works. So. Well, that's a oh god, that's probably too much wood for the router to take out at once. Actually, it's definitely too much wood for the router to handle. So Maybe I'll trim it on the bandsaw. Okay, so I'm back and I just took most of the material off with the bandsaw. So hopefully things will go a lot better this time. Oh, and I also added a support block back here just because it gets way too narrow out here to balance the router on top of this. So this should give us a better shot. Alright, so the mold is finally done. I reinforced the bottom with more 2x4s just to make sure it doesn't lose its shape. Then what I did was I put a couple layers of this foam that I bought from Home Depot on the top of it just to kind of distribute the pressure a little more evenly. And then over the top of the foam, we put packing tape so when the glue seeps out, it doesn't stick to the foam or the wood. And then right here I have a piece of plywood that I also put foam and packing tape on. And then what's going to happen is this plywood is going to go on top. I'm going to put clamps all around the mold, and then that should cause the boards to take its shape. So we'll see how this works. like I said, I'm not a skateboard builder, and I have no idea if this is going to work, but hopefully it does. Okay, so I have the veneers ready to go. The next thing I need to do is just spread the glue on them. And I also have them numbered in a specific order because the top and bottom veneers are like higher quality, so because they're meant to be seen. And the inner veneers are a little bit lower quality, but that doesn't matter because they're just as strong. They just don't look as nice. Alright, so the board is all cut out, and now the next thing I need to do is just smooth out the edges on the belt grinder. Okay guys, so the skateboard is finally done. I'm really happy with the way it came out. Like I said before, I'm not a skateboard builder. I don't really know what I'm doing. There were a couple problems, but I think we got them figured out. I'm not going to ride it right now because it's like pouring rain outside, but I do have a pretty cool location in mind for a future video of me riding this thing, so be on the lookout for that. And lastly, I just wanted to thank you guys for all the support, for watching my videos, for liking my videos. I'm pretty new with the whole YouTube thing, but I'm really happy with how things are going so far, and I just wanted to thank you guys for that. So with that said, I guess I'll see you guys in the next video.